Good evening, everybody. I'll be doing this presentation with a little companion virus in the throat, so excuse me for any missing words. I'm Pedro, co-founder of Invisible Collector, and we help companies improve their financial health by tackling a market that is worth more than $70 billion a year. So what is the problem that we're dealing here? Debt. Every company that sells on credit generates debt. The main issue here is that if you look at any company in the market, none of them actually takes into account that they will not receive everything that they sell. This generates the need to collect money after we have already provided our services and made our products available. Companies don't know how to actually structure these processes, so they end up throwing away their unpaid invoices, monthly fees, whatsoever, to these third-party collection agencies that are actually pretty ineffective. They use outdated methods, they harass debtors, they don't comply with any kind of GDPR regulation, and sometimes there's even some issues regarding conflicts of interest. It's very common to find that these agencies manage their own portfolio. So if I find a debtor that owes my client and owes me, what am I going to collect first? And this issue is not often debated. With all this, the really important metric here is why has this person actually entered in the debt process gets unanswered. I don't know my customer. I don't know what made him default. I don't know if he has some reason behind it and if he is actually unable to comply with the payment. So we came up with something that does this the right way. So a cloud platform that abstracts all these concepts, and where you can interact with financial stuff. I can upload information like, this guy owes me this since day X. And by doing so, recurrently, I can start analyzing through machine learning processes in which cluster will I include this specific debtor, and after doing so, I will assign him a collection strategy that uses the best suited methods to get in touch with that specific debtor. We have support for all those notification channels over there, emails, text messages, IVRs, even WhatsApp on customers where the flow is allowed. And we even provide an online platform for the debtor to interact and try to solve his own problem on a more private manner, giving him the space that he probably needs to settle this if he is in a good relation with our customer. Well, this works better. It's not just me saying, it's our customers and our current traction. So for the past 2 years, we've already managed more than $200 million on several currencies. And we have a collections ratio of about 75% without involving any people doing any kind of manual calls or manual procedures. I'm excluding here NPL portfolios because here we're talking about debts that are 10 or 15 years old. So it's a bit different, the kind of work that we do with those specific customers. We have a very simple business model. We just take a share of what we're collecting, 0.5% for live year debts if there is no risk. If there is risk, we multiply this times 5. As simple as that. And there's a setup fee that can go from 10 cents to €1, 10 cents of a dollar or a dollar for each debtor that enters the system. Summing all up, we do a charge on the company's credit card, or we issue an invoice ourselves. So we are actually the only company in the space, or at least we think we are one of the very few that takes into consideration how a debtor behaves in order to actually structure a debt collection process. So we're not just interested in collecting, our main focus is understanding why it happened. Because in understanding why it happened, we can mitigate the problem and we can prevent it from happening again in the future, which by traditional methods is likely to never happen. So amongst our 126 users by now, so there's a +1 since last week. We cannot share because all of our contracts have a non-disclosure agreement, but maybe through these filters you can identify them. We're working with electricity companies, finance institutions, banks, and professional credit collectors mostly. Okay. We are, what we're looking for right now, we're looking to further enhance our strategic partnerships and find new ones. We have partnerships with IT companies to both structure our distribution, as well as IBM, Google, and AWS, where some services are being integrated to further enhance our system. And well, what's next? A marketplace where you can upload your debts and actually auction them, with connections on already 52 countries, and this all came to be with 2 engineers and 2 economists. This is Invisible Collector, Get Paid Faster. Thank you.
Thank you, Pedro.